Now we are live on YouTube. Sorry. What is the meaning of attachment to Krishna? There's one of the answers been given, which is correct. Yes, please. Don't raise your hand, just start speaking. Who raised their hands? I couldn't gather. So please speak.
Hare Krishna.
Attachment.
Yes. I can see Sushti Mataji also spoke and somebody else spoke. I do not know who the person who spoke. Anyway, Sushti Mataji, you speak, ladies first, and then we can have a vote.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Attachment to Krishna as per me is we become more self-realized that we are part and parcel of Krishna. Realizing that we are part and parcel of Krishna, and that means that we are the eternal servant of Krishna.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Now, who was the other gentleman, Prabhuji, who wanted to say? It was overlapping. I couldn't figure out.
Which it was Om Prabhu.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, as Srishti Mataji said, that his attachment to Krishna is knowing our constitutional position, our relationship with Krishna. That's basically what once we know what our relation with Krishna is, and rather than knowing, once we realize what our relation with Krishna is, we are attached to Krishna.
Yeah, that is correct. Both of you are right. Thank you very much. So, what are the symptoms of somebody who is attaching himself or herself to Krishna? So, as you say, that attachment to Krishna is detachment from material world, correct? So, have we become attached to Krishna? This is a question. Have we become attached to Krishna? I've got sore throat, so I'm not able to speak as often. So tell me. Have we got detachment from world somewhat?
Yes, Prabhuji, the hankering tendency has been reduced. And the anxieties are also being reduced.
Yes.
We are trying to become attached to Krishna, but we are more attached to the disciplic succession, the parampara system we are becoming attached to, because we don't know, still we don't know who is Krishna. We are trying to get attached to the parampara system.
Teaching of the parampara. That's correct. Very good. So we are detached. We cannot say we are attached. We are detached somewhat. We are attached also. We are detached also. So are we attached to Krishna? We are just analyzing your answer. The two of you said that attachment and detachment means attachment to Krishna, spiritual things, means you are detached from material things. So we saw that material things, yes, we are a little detached. We're getting a little detached than what we were before. So my question is, now, are we attached to Krishna?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, yes, please continue. No need to wait, Prabhuji, please continue.
Yes, Prabhuji. Like we are not detached to Krishna. It's
No,
what
attached.
I
Are we
think
attached
about
to
it.
Krishna?
Uh, that's the tricky part. We are not even attached. Like our faith is not that much that we rely on Krishna. Just rely on Krishna. We hanker. We sometimes don't
What if
even
we do restart?
Krishna's.
Yes, please continue,
We
Prabhuji.
don't even we don't fully believe in Krishna yet. That's why we are not attached to Krishna. Uh, yeah, but we want to uh, be attached to Krishna. That's the thing.
Yes. So we are not attached, as you say. Yeah. We want to be attached. So then how will this question, which has been answered, given that proportionally we are attached to Krishna, we are detached from the world. Yeah. So we have seen that, yeah, we are trying to, our hankering tendencies is reducing a little bit. Anxieties are reducing a little bit. So there are signs of detachment as compared to gross materialists, which is correct. So now, are we attached to Krishna? If not, then where is this coming from? All answers are good answers, right answers. It's an open discussion. No? Why nobody's answering? You're afraid to answer the question? What is the difficulty? Okay, what is the meaning of spiritual attachment?
जी attachment to the spirit or Krishna.
Okay. So are we attached to Krishna? Or we say better don't give an answer. We're stuck either way this way or that way.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. We are attached to Krishna, but that we are not like, there are attachment. We fully depend on Krishna. We fully rely on Krishna. That is not happening. That stage of our attachment is very less. Like,
That is correct. It's very simple. We are attached, but there are different levels of attachment. Yeah. So we are trying to be attached a bit more. It's not happening. We are working on it. Work in progress. Developing. Is it correct?
yes, Prabhuji.
We have not achieved the end still, but we have started the process. Otherwise, why will we observe, different festivals of Krishna, fast festivals for the devotees of Krishna? Is it not so? Is it nothing? Not spiritual? Tell me, is it not spiritual? We do Ekadashi also. So, as compared to ordinary people who are not interested in all these things, they eat food every day. For them, every day is the same. For us, all days are not the same. We have got Ekadashi days, appearance days, Parampara Acharya's appearance days, Guru's appearance days. We fast. We have abstained from beans and grains. This lifestyle that we are doing, what is it? Material lifestyle?
No,
So this
this
point
very
needs to be
thing.
understood. Yeah. Sorry, someone is saying something.
No, Prabhuji, you can continue.
So this point needs to be understood. Then what are we doing then? Wasting time? One day we will start a spiritual attachment. One day when I realize Krishna. It's impossible to realize Krishna. Yeah. So every small endeavor, when Krishna says, every small endeavor that we do does not go waste, right? It is said, "Yasamam prapadyante tam satyam bhajamyaham mam vartavanu vartante manushyaha pata sarvasa." Everybody follows my path in all respects, O son of Pritha. So what does it mean? When we tell people, you must be asking this question to us, that Prabhuji, when I was not a devotee, you came and told me that even little bit you do service to Krishna, that will remain forever. Even if we die, next birth or whenever birth later, we start from that point, right? If you've done one level, you start from one level onwards, two level onwards, right? So why don't you ask this question to then what are we doing? Wasting time? What are you teaching us? But we don't we are not satisfied at this level. And will not be satisfied in any level. Even when we have achieved the prema of Krishna, we realize that whatever we do, that is less as compared to what he has done for us. Basically, his sweetness. We are not experiencing when we, excuse me, I'll change my words. When we experience the sweetness of Krishna, that's when we really start to understand him a bit more. He's sweet. That's why our devotees are completely mesmerized by his sweetness. So if we are not attracted to him, attraction for him is also some kind of attachment to him. He's complete. So when we have given up eating meat, non-vegetarian food, intoxication, including tea, coffee, chocolate, Coca-Cola, Sprite, whatever it is, sodas. So according to our level, what is happening is that illicit sex, gambling, we want only giving up. Because these are mentioned by the authorities or acharyas. Mataji said, following attesting to the acharyas or parampara. So they have said you follow this way and you will be attached. So what we are doing is, excuse me, just don't mind my coughing. I'm moping. So we are trying to make our body that we have received in this material world suitable so we can be attached to Krishna. These four principles, the regulation that we are doing, no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. These are the basic things which needs to be given up before we can even start the process. Of course, we can start the process and give this up eventually. That's fine. But devotional service begins at this level when you've given up these things. So making the body suitable for the soul's activities to be performed. Spiritual meaning soul's activities, activities of the soul. You understand this point? And the soul's activities is to understand the Supreme, be attached to Supreme, either in the impersonal form or personal form. So everything that we are doing, apart from four agreed principles, even our, as I said, fasting, special days, and observing feasts and festivals and all those things. This is how we are engaging ourselves in the material world. And slowly, every single day becomes festival day. Because remembrance of Krishna is festival. Because right now our difficulty is that just to remember Krishna is a big thing. But when we come to this stage of remembering Krishna, then we'll hanker for a time that the remember Krishna is a day of festival. So every day is a festival actually. As Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj says, that every day we have to welcome Krishna. Just few days ago, there was a quote in the calendar that There are two quotes. Two quotes like that. I think a few days ago was a different kind of a quote. One saying this. The one movie says that festival is every day. You're not to show people that you are having a festival, but you're experiencing the festival. The remembrance of Krishna is a festival. And this quote was that even our life we can make it glorious. We have to welcome Krishna every day, lovingly. Then our life becomes glorious. This was a quote, right? Anyone remembers this? Anyone who remembers this? Just raise your hands. Yeah, only two. Only two. We are sleeping, eh? So these quotes have to be remembered and implemented in our lives. Then we are following the Acharya. So material detachment is not a separate endeavor. If, only if, we pursue our attachment to Krishna. So our aim should be remembrance of Krishna, nothing else. And what is today's quote by Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj? Guru Maharaj says today that people are not going to, Krishna is not going to remember. There's so many, your people have criticized you, list of criticism that you have received. He is just interested in how much you have sincerely tried to remember him. That's it. Never forget this point. The whole world will try to ask you to, glorify him, respect him. I will do it too, son. You must respect me. How dare you not respect me? Everybody is demanding so many things. That's all right. We do to the best of our ability. But ultimately, our quest is what? Remembrance of Krishna. Am I remembering him or not? That's it. And all this that we are doing once again, festivals, fasts, Ekadashi, all this, vrats, study, chanting. So study, chanting and all those activities, even discussions here are helping us remember Krishna. And all other activities that we are doing is for the purification of the body. Activities there. Because in the spiritual world, it's preparing us for the life in spiritual world. Don't think it is something very cheap, It's very important. All these activities that we are performing here, cooking for Krishna, studying for Krishna, remembering Krishna, yeah. These are glorious activities. Absolutely glorious activities. We minimize it is our misfortune over a period of time. We make it routine, it is our misfortune. Because we are disfocused people. A very focused person always keeps the focus very clear. Remembrance of Krishna. So automatically you detach from worldly affairs, worldly things. What is needed is needed. After that, you are off. A devotee should not see. I mean, of course, there are different age groups. We have seen it. Prabhupada says that any age group is good enough for this. Materially, we should be completely disgusted. When we are completely disgusted materially, then we'll be attached to Krishna. Because many of us are very young age. We are just finished our teen, or life is starting now. So it is a little difficult subject matters to implement. And not everybody can become brahmachari. At least for certain time we should be brahmachari. A brahmachari also is a concept, don't worry. You can remain brahmachari even after marriage. Brahmachari means worshipping a Brahman, celibate. And by regulation, if you perform sexual activities, it's regulation. Celibate also. Sannyasi is the same thing. So these things, even Maharaj would say, even Vrindavan. There's a quote where Maharaj says that I want to die in Vrindavan. So I create Vrindavan around me, where I live. And Maharaj says, Vrindavan meaning remembrance of Krishna. That's it. In Vrindavan, everybody remembers Krishna. In Golok Vrindavan. Radharani cooks for Krishna. Mother Yashoda takes care of him. Every day there is a festival. In every individual's heart and mind, the festival. Although the time is not there, influence is not there, time exists. Even when Krishna goes, like in Vrindavan, he goes for tending the cows in the cars, in the forest. Then he comes back, there's a time gap, a separation. Everybody is morose. But the thing is this, in the spiritual world, they understand even the separation, the remembrance is you are with Krishna. And that is true even in the material world. But our contaminated mind and thinking doesn't allow this to happen. But even in the material world, we have seen the attachments are like this. That even when two people are very attached to each other in the material world also, they experience this, even though they are separated, they experience this what this person must be doing this right now. And they experience it here, so far away. Has anybody experienced these things? Even in extreme love, I love you, you love me cases, it's like this. Even in the case of mother and child, it is like this, The mother knows the child is asking for me. Mother knows. Huh? I'll ask mother. Mother, am I right? Mother knows. If the child is kept in the home and mother is going out to do some work out of the house, some shopping or something else, the mother knows now a child is woken up and asking for me. Am I right? Have you experienced this? I've experienced it with gross materialists. Some gross materialist women have told me this.
Yes, Prabhuji. Just like
Yeah, I'm telling you, I've experienced it with gross materialist women. And I cannot even express it, what she told me. It was very natural here in New Zealand. That now my child is now remembering me. I have to go now. It's very natural. So in material world also it is the case. So is there separation then? The child is somewhere. There's no phone call or WhatsApp where the child is saying, "Come on now, mom, come home." But mom knows, right? So these things are there. This is part of the spiritual things. Because the relationship from which a child is born from the womb of the mother is not ordinary relationship. It's a very extraordinary point. So time exists in the spiritual world, but people are also morose for this in separation of Krishna. But the remembrance is so intense that there is no separation. And same thing is here. Ayananda Tanuja Kinkaram. Yeah. What is that verse? Ahinanda Tanuja Kinkaram. Open, unlock, unmute yourself. Sing. Anybody remembers? Nobody remembers?
पतितं मां विषमे भावां बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कजा एतदुली सदृशं वचिन्तया.
Yeah. What does it mean? I'm eternal servant. But somehow or other I've fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at the lotus feet. See? So this is not too difficult. Is it too difficult? Now tell me one thing. Is this for consciousness to think about Krishna like this? Is it so difficult? Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram. So it is simple. We may make it complicated for our own reasons, but we will deal with we have to deal with it our own selves. That's why people tell me, "What do I do? How do I remember Krishna? What can I do? What can I answer them? Just do it. You want to do it? Yes, then do it. Either you want to do it or you don't want to do it. Yeah. If the mother is away, child is remembering that home. Mother says, "I want to take me home right now. If you don't take me home, I'll go on my own to the home." Correct. So same way, if you want to do it, you'll find a way. But we got the way of chanting, reading, discussing, thinking whether my behavior is according to what I've read. So that is the reason why reading the scriptures step by step is very important. I'm not talking about just we're discussing the beginners program, so one chapter, two chapter, three. In Bhagavatam, every chapter, verse by verse. Because what will happen is this: we have to study. We study in such a way that we can remember what was the point discussed, or that was the point discussed. What is Krishna doing this, or what is this devotee doing this? It's all about devotee and devotional service of Krishna and Krishna's pastimes in different incarnations. So then it makes us think, okay, so this devotee acted like this in these circumstances of his love for Krishna. If I'm in these circumstances, will I act like this? This is a way to think. No, I'll not act like this. Okay, then I should act like this, no? Yes. What should I be doing then? Oh, I require these things to be in place so that I can act this way. Okay, no problem. So what are we supposed to do for that? When these will come, then I will do. Okay. How are I going to make it happen? Or when it will happen, I'll see. Now this is where we take our own decisions. Remember last class when I mentioned material activities, material results we get out of our own karma. But bhakti is our own choice. To get out of the material world is our own choice. And to get out, we have chosen this path of bhakti. You can do other ashtanga yoga, this yoga, that yoga also. And again come back. Chances of it coming, falling back is very heavy. But we've chosen this path of bhakti. So then we have to think, am I acting, what am I supposed to do to get this? Okay, these things are in place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things have to be in place so that I can do these activities. Right. So they are in place now? No, they're not in place. When will they be in place? I don't know. So you want to remain just like this? I do not know. No. Then work towards it. You have to work towards it. So what are we working towards it? Make a plan. Now you can make a plan which is 1 day plan because you may die next moment. That is also true. Then the plan has to be very fast to remember Krishna immediately. Or you may think that okay, I've got some years to go by. So by this age I must do this, by this age I must do this, etc. etc. and I go. So that's why we say do both things together. Bhakti, spiritual things and material things. So we go hand in hand. When they go hand in hand, then you're not losing anything. But eventually you will have to give up material things. So you have to have a plan for giving up material things. And for that, you have to have a plan for spiritual things. And that will come only and only when you're convinced that to perform my bhakti, I do not require anything. Yes, I require association. That is correct. But what does it mean? Any kind of association? If you listen to Prabhupada, you have to be Prabhupada. Association. If you listen to Guru Maharaj, you have to be Guru Maharaj. Prabhupada. Association. If you think about them, they are with you. There is parampara. That's what we are doing. You think about these instructions and all, okay, that's fine. You are parampara. We are following the same parampara. Instructions are the same. Are you understanding these points? So we are spiritual. Yes, we are spiritual. We are spiritual in things. We have not become spiritual. But our activities are like body has to change, which we are doing with fasting and cleaning and all those things that we are doing in the body. And the subtle body, which we are trying to change and purify. So with the gross body, our habits have to change. So four agreed principles are there for habits to change. Once we're doing that, then our mind intelligence has to be purified, subtle body, so that we can act on the platform of spiritual thing, spirit soul. So that is where spirit soul's activity is. You don't require mind and intelligence. This is chanting, studying, implementing things are important. Because implementing is very important. To walk straight line is very important. That doesn't mean that you are become a fool. I'm not saying that you should become a fool. People should not cheat you, but you don't cheat people. At least you can do that much. A good beginning. That doesn't mean you become very bhala bhola admi. No, don't do that. Very, very sure. You have to be very sure. People have to gain your trust. They have to gain your wisdom to get your wisdom. Yeah. So detachment will come like this when we understand that the gross body and the subtle body, they both have to be purified. And all throughout the process, the chanting, devotion activities, cooking, cleaning, washing, reading, all this helps. And it is very important that we study the scriptures and then we think about it. We study in such a way that it remains with us. And we can think over it, whether our actions are according to the activities, according to the instructions or not. And then we change our behavior. That's when our gross body and subtle body are aligning with the spiritual. And unless and until our subtle body, as Maharishi Goswami Maharaj says, our subtle body is not aligned to the spiritual way or spirit soul's way, it's very difficult for the gross body to follow. Because gross body will always want enjoyment. So we have to be very cutthroat. And again, last class where I mentioned that cutting is killing. We have to kill all the desires, make sure that our focus doesn't change. We have to be extremely focused individual. We cannot say, oh, I got disfocused or I got this. No way. Okay, we can become, we are not perfect. But tell yourself, I got disfocused, I have to be focused. So that's fine. It is very glorious in Krishna's service, even if we become disfocused. So when we become focused, it's very glorious because we're in service of Krishna. But don't forget this. Is that okay? These points are clear before we start our discussion. We read the purport. Anyone have any questions to say or anything to say? Please feel free. Krishnas, can you make me the host, please? Or you can share the screen. I can give you the link.
I have the link.
You got this link? Okay, yeah. Then can you please share the screen? Thank you. Who would like to read, please? Can you increase the font a little bit, please? Okay, thank you. Who would like to volunteer to read?
Three people have raised their hands.
Oh, I can't see any. Sorry. Now I'm just waiting. Whoever's raised the hand first, can you please?
Srushti raised us for Prabhu.
Okay, let us start.
Divanshi raised after her. That's what I have seen.
Okay, we'll work with it then. Okay, Shushti Mataji, please, if you can read.
Spiritual attachment and material detachment. Text 18. Jnana vairagya yuktena bhakti yuktena chatmana paripashyati udashina prakritim cha hatauchasam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In that position of self-realization, by practice of knowledge and renunciation in devotional service, one sees everything in the right perspective. He becomes indifferent to material existence, and the material influence acts less powerfully upon him.
Very nice. Again.
In that position of self-realization, by practice of knowledge and renunciation in devotional service, one sees everything in the right perspective. He becomes indifferent to material existence, and the material influence acts less powerfully upon him.
Now let us break this down. In that position of self-realization, how is it? By practice of knowledge and renunciation in devotional service. Yeah? By practice of knowledge, that means what is practical knowledge? What you have studied is practically implemented. That's called practical knowledge. Practice of knowledge, excuse me. That's called practice of knowledge. And renunciation in devotional service. And renounce things in devotional service, in bhakti, for Krishna. Okay? So when we achieve that position, where practically we implemented the knowledge and we are renouncing things in bhakti, service to Krishna, then what happens? One sees everything in the right perspective. That's the first thing. What do you mean one sees everything in the right perspective? It means one sees how material world functions, what people are doing, whether I should be disturbed by people or not, who's disturbing, who's not disturbing, what is the position of all individual living beings. The soul is pure, but the body makes them make distressful situations, etc. We see things in the right perspective. Then he becomes indifferent to material existence. He's existing. He may be seen as virtually enjoying also, but he's not enjoying. He's out of it, totally gone. Is there, not there, not there, no problem. There is a point. Indifferent. So if somebody gives you this, very nice, take it, enjoy it. If he doesn't give you this, no problem, no hankering. And then the material influence acts less powerfully upon him. This is the most important thing. So material influence acts less powerfully. Because the hankering tendency is reduced, you are a little bit free. The shackles, the chains, material world, material existence, they actually shackle us. You know, shackle meaning बांध देते हैं. They tie us, they chain us, all our senses, our thinking, everything is chained. So then we are a little free. That's why this influence doesn't act very powerfully upon us. It's a little less powerful. These three things happen in what? In the position of self-realization. Because last week we discussed about self-realization. Yeah? So it's continuation. So when you achieve self-realization by what? By practice of knowledge which you have gained, and renunciating in devotional service. That's when you become self-realized. So the man sees things in the right perspective, and he becomes indifferent to material things, existence, and the material influence acts less powerfully upon him. These three things happen. So we have studied now the purport, the translation nicely. We have broken it down. Always break down things. In fact, you must make 1 point, 2 point, 3 point is equal to inverted commas. 1 point here, second point there. What does it mean? This is how once you study this translations, or even this comes from the study of the verse. Nana vairagya yuktena, bhakti yuktena chatma, paripashyati udasinam. You see, there's no question of being udas. Prakritim cha hataojasa, is destroyed. We kill. Material existence doesn't really work on you. It doesn't have much influence. Although we live, we don't live. Yeah? Very nice. So this is how we should try and spend time with the words in the word-to-word synonyms and the translation. Don't run away. If you run away, it's just normal world. Is it not so? Tell me, raise your hand if you felt this way. We have studied the word translation, we're moving to the next point, right? But now that we've understood it, translation properly, we have got a proper understanding of things. What do you think? Is it not true? Is it helpful? Then raise your hands. Yeah, this is how we must study things clearly. Clear cut. Otherwise, what is the use, We're just reading things, we're just finishing. Every verse is the same. I'm Krishna's devotee. I'm a part and parcel of Krishna. More to love him. Exactly what it is. If you don't study like this, here there's some depth is given. How to become that self-realized. Yeah. We studied self-realization. Before that, we studied Bhakti Yoga. So now Bhakti Yoga is given here. Become detached in Bhakti Yoga. Now, if you not studied Bhakti Yoga before, or you've forgotten, what do you remember? I'm part and parcel of Krishna. I'm spirit soul. My body is to love him. That's Bhakti Yoga. That's correct. But the steps are forgotten. That's why we have to make notes, important notes, and refer to these notes. Think over it. That's why I say that we have to become very tejasvi. We have become like fire. Everybody wants to come and touch us. They should know they are disturbing us. Should be absorbed in these thoughts. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Thank you. Let's please go to the purport. Thank you, Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As the contamination of the germs of a particular disease can influence a weaker person, similarly, the influence of material nature or illusionary energy can act on the weaker or conditioned soul, but not on the liberated soul. Self-realization is the position of the liberated state. One understands his constitutional position by knowledge and vairagya, renunciation. Without knowledge, one cannot have realization. The realization that one is the infinitesimal part and parcel of Supreme Spirit makes one unattached to material conditional life. That is the beginning of the devotional service. Unless one is liberated from material contamination, one cannot engage in the devotional service of the Lord. In this verse, therefore, it is stated, Jnana Vairagya Yuktena. When one is in full knowledge of one's constitutional position and is in the renounced order of life, detached from material attraction, then, by pure devotional service, Bhakti Yuktena, he can engage himself as a loving servant of the Lord. Paripashyati means that he can see everything in its right perspective. Then the influence of material nature becomes almost nil. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse 54. When one is self-realized, he becomes happy and free from the influence of material nature. and at that time he is freed from lamentation and hankering. The Lord states that position as Mad Bhaktim Labate Param. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse 52. The real beginning of devotional service. Similarly, it is confirmed in the Narad Pancharatra that when the senses are purified, they can then be engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. One who is attached to material contamination cannot be a devotee.
Okay, Krishna, can you just click on the 18.54, please? Let's see that word. Properly record it. Thank you. You can just click on it, it'll go there. Krishna, you don't need to do that. It'll just take you there. The same share.
Should I sing, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes, please, please.
Text 54. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Na Sochati Na Kankshati Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhaktim Labate Param. Synonyms. Brahma Bhuta, being one with the Absolute. Prasannatma, fully joyful. Na, never. Sochati, laments. Na, never. Kankshati, desires. Sama, equally disposed. Sarveshu, all. Bhuteshu, living entity. Mad Bhakti, my devotional service. Labate, gains. Param, transcendental. Being one with the Absolute, fully joyful, never laments, never desires, equally disposed, all, living entity, my devotional service, gains, transcendental. Translation. When one who is thus transcendently situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman, he never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed to every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me.
Again.
One who is thus transcendently situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed to every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me.
Yeah, so this is where Krishna is instructing that pure devotional service is achieved when? In the process, you have to understand. Okay. So when one realizes that the Supreme Brahman, so when one is completely detached from the material world, when he understands Brahman and Parabrahman, and one is situated in that position, that is when what happens? He never laments. One. Second, nor does he desire to have anything. Because he knows everything is material. You have to give back everything here. It's temporary. Everything is given by Krishna. Third thing is at this, once he doesn't lament for anything, neither desires anything, then he is equally disposed to every living entity. Till the time that we want something, we desire something, or if we lament for something, we cannot be equally disposed to all living entities. We'll always be partial towards our own people, or his body. Yeah. So equally disposed. Now, in that state, what happens at this state? The third point. Pure devotional service he attains unto Krishna. So at this stage, pure devotional service he attains. So pure devotional service we can all attain, but we'll be in and out. But if we can remain there, this is what the symptoms of the person are. So if you find any amount of attachment or lamentation or desire, That person is not in that Brahmabhuta stage. Yeah. There's a big purport of this. I was thinking we should study that. Guru Maharaj would say that study the purport also, Let us study the purport of this verse. We just read the purport. Okay. Krishna, thank you very much. Can you do so, please?
Purport. To the impersonalist, achieving the Brahmabhuta state, becoming one with the Absolute, is the last word. But for the personalist or pure devotee, one has to go still further to become engaged in pure devotional service. This means that one who is engaged in pure devotional service to the Supreme Lord is already in a state of liberation, called Brahmabhuta, oneness with the Absolute. Without being one with the Supreme, the Absolute One cannot render service unto him. In the Absolute conception, there is no difference between the served and the servitor. Yet the distinction is there in a higher spiritual sense.
So for
In the
impersonalists, attaining Brahmabhuta state is the ultimate goal. Brahman state is the ultimate goal. But for a personalist, bhakti starts at this process, at this stage. Because all this while, he or she has been performing bhakti or love to Krishna with some desires, material desires, side motives, or whatever it is, materialism. So knowing this, now he gets opportunity to perform bhakti without material desires. The only desire to enjoy, make Krishna enjoy. So his bhakti begins at this stage, and he starts to enjoy this. This is the point of this particular verse in the first paragraph. Okay? Everybody understands this? This first paragraph understood, everybody? Anyone have any questions on this? It's very straightforward. Please express it very clearly. Okay, please continue.
In the material concept of life, when one works for the sense gratification, there is misery. But in the absolute world, when one is engaged in pure devotional service, there is no misery. The devotee in Krishna consciousness has nothing to lament or desire. Since God is full, a living entity who is engaged in God's service in Krishna consciousness becomes also full in himself. He is just like a river cleansed of all dirty water, because a pure devotee has no thought other than Krishna. He is naturally always joyful. He does not lament for any material loss or gain because he is full in service of the Lord. He has no desire for material enjoyment because he knows that every living entity is the fragmental part and parcel of the Supreme Lord and therefore eternally a servant. He does not see in the material world someone as higher and someone as lower. Higher and lower positions are ephemeral, and a devotee has nothing to do with the ephemeral positions are ephemeral appearances or disappearances. For him, stone and gold are of equal value. This is the Brahma Bhuta stage, and this stage is attained very easily by the pure devotee. In that stage of existence, the idea of becoming one with the Supreme Brahman and annihilating one's individuality becomes hellish, and the idea of attaining the heavenly kingdom becomes phantasmagoria, and the senses are like attaining the heavenly, and the senses are like broken serpent's teeth. As there is no fear of a serpent with broken teeth, so there is no fear from the senses when they are automatically controlled. The world is miserable for the materially infected person, but for a devotee, the entire world is as good as Vaikuntha or the spiritual sky. The highest personality in this material universe is no more significant than an end for a devotee. Such a state can be achieved by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, who preached pure devotional service in this age.
Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Yes, we go back to the previous purport. Thank you. So this is how we must study. If there's a reference been given, study the reference nicely. then go back again. So just I want all of you to brainstorm here with this paragraph that you've studied, and also in the purport of the previous one. What are your points you'd like to share? All of you, please. Just keep the screen remaining like this, and please share your points.
No one?
Okay, nobody said anything, no problem. Let us continue. Are you there, Mataji? Can you continue reading, please?
Yes, Prabhuji. In the conditioned state, we are influenced by material nature. We have already discussed how we are conditioned by the three modes of material nature: ignorance, passion, and goodness. Goodness is superior to ignorance and passion because from the platform of goodness, we can come to understand Krishna and thereby transcend the modes altogether. In this age, people are generally influenced by the lower modes, the modes of ignorance and passion. In these modes, we are not able to serve Krishna. It is our constitutional position to serve someone. But when we do not serve Krishna, we serve Maya. In any case, we cannot become master. Who can say that he is a master, that he is not serving anyone? We may serve our family, society, country, business, automobile, or whatever. If one cannot find anything to serve, he goes and buys a cat or dog and serves it. Why is this? It is because service is our nature. We are simply lacking the knowledge of where to direct the service. Service is meant to be rendered to Krishna. In the material world, we are serving our lusty desires, not Krishna, and we are deriving no pleasure from this. We are also serving in an office or in some employment in order to get some money. In this case, we are serving money, not the person. Thus, in the material world, we serve the senses and money. In any case, service is there. We must serve. Actually, the only master is Krishna. Ekle Ishwara Krishna Ara Sabha Bhritya. Chaitanya Chaitamrita Adi Leela, chapter 5, verse 142. All the demigods, human beings, animals, trees, and everything else are servants. Self-realization is realizing that one is the eternal servant of Krishna and that one's duty is to serve him. Self-realization is not thinking Aham Brahmasmi. I have become Brahman, Bhagwan. How can we become a Bhagwan? If we were Bhagwan, we are actually the supreme powerful one. If this is the case, why are we in a miserable condition? Why are we under the influence of Maya? Does Bhagwan come under the influence of Maya? No. Krishna says specifically in Bhagavad Gita that Prakriti, Maya, is working under his directions. Maya is the maid servant of Krishna. And if we are the servants of Maya, how can we be Krishna, Bhagwan? When we come to our spiritual senses, we can understand that we are earnestly engaged in Maya's service and that our duty is to engage in Krishna's service. That is self-realization. As stated here, Jnana Vairagya Yuktena, real understanding is knowing oneself to be the servant of Krishna, no one else. Because we are under illusion. We are serving Kama, Lobha, Moha, Matsarya, lust and greed without benefit and without pleasure. Kamadinam Kati na Katidha Palita Durnidesha. There is no limit to the unwanted orders of lusty desires. Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Canto 3, Chapter 2, verse 25. When we come to the understanding that our pleasure lies in serving Krishna only, we have attained Jnana Vairagya. Therefore, in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, verse 7, it is stated,
Before
Vasudeva
that,
Bhagavan
what was it in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu? What is the translation again, please? That one line Prabhupada says.
Kamadinam Kati na Katida Palita Durnidesha. There is no limit to the unwanted orders of lusty desires.
So what do we mean by understand by this?
That we don't have, there is no limit to the desires, or we are always in the mode of passion and ignorance. So at any time we can get any desire at any point. So there is no limitation.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Anybody else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Please continue.
Hare
Don't
Krishna.
wait for me, Prabhu. Yeah, please continue.
Yes, here it is stated like there is no end to the lusty desire. We cannot attain satisfaction even though we think that at certain point this desire will go away. At certain age this desire will go away, but it still continues till the deathbed.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? No? Everybody agrees to this? Just raise your hands. Everybody agrees this is what the translation says here? What the verse says? Well, now why are you reading? Yeah. Now why are you reading? When I said anybody else, nobody says anything. So I said, okay, all agrees to this, then you're reading. I understand. So you agree to this, right? This is what it is saying. Correct? Right, now read again. Mataji, read again. You're studying with me. And sheep don't study like this. Tigers don't study like this. Again, Mataji, read this.
There is no limit to the unwanted orders of lusty desires.
Now tell me, what did you read now?
There is no limit to the unwanted orders of lusty desires.
So what does it mean?
There
You
is no.
understanding what you had before? Is that accurate? What has been given here?
Prabhuji, I missed that unwanted orders of lusty desires.
So what does it mean? Does that change the complexion of this statement?
Yes.
How does it change the complexion of this statement?
Because we don't want it, but it come to us. Unwanted orders of lusty desires.
Just like some unwanted guests come, uninvited guests come. Oh my God, he's come again now. Correct?
Yes.
Unwanted. And what is the second point?
Orders.
What does it mean by orders?
Order means to command. Someone ordered.
Yes. So this uninvited guest comes, and what does he do?
He orders to give some water or some food to us.
So what is this uninvited guest doing? Lusty desires. They do not request lusty desires. They demand action, don't they?
Yes.
Now, this is the meaning of this statement. So your understanding was correct. That is what everybody reads. They're sheeps. Yes, the desires are also very good. Unlimited desires are there. Yeah, that's so what how? What do you understand? I'm not this body, I'm a spirit, so my spirit. So that's a part and parcel of Krishna, same thing. But now what did you understand? Now what did you understand?
That there is no limit to the unwanted orders of the lusty desires. The order
So what does it mean?
that we don't want it, but it comes automatically and orders or command us of.
Yes, as the boss. And so far in our life today, till today, we were submitted to that boss. We didn't even know. Correct?
Yes.
This is what we understand now. That we are going a little deeper on the subject. Yeah. So this is how we have to study the scriptures. Nobody's invited lusty desires. But they come anyways, on their own accord. Father's property. Our brain or our mind is the brain, whatever we call it, the brain and the mind that we have got is their father's property, lusty desires. They pop up and they come unintentedly. And what do? They demand action. They don't make a request. Excuse me, knock, knock, knock. Can I come in, please? Can you do this for me, please? Say, no. Do this now. Suddenly you are nicely doing other things. You stop it, do something. Like a parrot. This is how lusty desires work. Now think about it. for a minute. Is how they work, lusty desires? Think about it. We all have got lusty desires. Is how they operate? So is this statement, is it a statement or is it a slap to us? So we are sleeping and they slapped us. One tight slap. Rascal, this is how it works. And we read it and we were still sleeping because we did not read properly. We read what we wanted to read. We thought it is the same thing. In a way that is correct. Unlimited desires, but it does not say that. Now see the difference? So now we have to be very careful next time when it comes to us. And that's why I said we have to use, you have to kill the desires. You cannot cut the desires, the knots of desires. Kurvanti chhedirastasya. We have to kill them. It is very difficult because these lusty desires are from so many lifetimes. And one thing comes, it triggers something else, and something else comes to us. And we are surrendered to that, at the demand, and we are servants of that. This is the meaning of this verse, this line. This line would change our life. So all I'm telling you is this, how to read, how to study. Nothing else. I have not invented this line. It's in the scriptures, which Srila Prabhupada has written. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. All I've done is studied in the way that Maharaj had instructed me to study. So Amrish, open your eyes when you're studying. Understand this? Yes. So I'm trying to open my eyes when I'm studying. Don't sleep when you're studying. This is what it is. And I'm telling you the same thing. All of you understand? So because of you, mother, everybody else was sleeping nicely. We would have gone past this nicely. Next point, next point. And after 5 hours of this discussion, we say, what did we study? I'm not his body, I'm a spirit soul. As spirit soul, I'm a part and parcel of Krishna. My only business is to love him and how to control my senses. How? Chant Hare Krishna. Yeah, become Krishna conscious. And something we must have heard at Brahma Bhuta stage, liberation stage, Bhakti starts at liberation stage. And we think we are so elevated. Bhakti started at liberation stage, such a nice rascal we are. No? Complete nonsense we are. Everything is given in front of us, we don't study. And I'm not having a go at any one of you, please. I'm having a go at myself. I was sleeping like this. And that's when I got a tight slap, My Guru Maharaj said, you don't sleep when you're studying. I said, yes, sorry. So since I'm sleeping, I'm still awake. I'm awake. That's how it is. So how beautiful is this verse? Tell me, is this statement not a golden statement? Now, Mother has very nicely read for us. So somebody else should read the statement now as a favor on her. Come on, who will study? Read the statement again properly now. Everybody was sleeping. Come on. Yeah, read now, loudly, beautifully, with feeling. What is it saying? The Sanskrit as well as English.
Kamadinam katina katidha palita durnidesha. There is no limit to the unwanted orders of lusty desires. Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Canto 3, Chapter 2, verse 25.
How this one statement can change our life. And it should change our life. Yeah. This is the point. Okay, well, I've done my duty. It's up to you. If you how much you can be awake. And one day you'll make me awake also one day, because I'm also sleeping. Nicely in my tucked away bed in New Zealand, Auckland, nicely sleeping. Yeah. So this is how scriptures shake us up. And the person who speaks the scriptures as it is also shakes us up like this. But we don't like him. We don't like him because they speak very katu words. Anyway, wonderful, wonderful. Kamadinam, katina, Katidha Palita Durni Desha. There is no limit to the unwanted orders of lusty desires. Beautiful. Bhakti Rasama Sindhu 3 to 25. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Please continue reading, madam. Start from here only. When we come.
When we come to the understanding that our pleasure lies in serving Krishna only, we have attained Jnana Vairagya.
Okay,
Therefore,
now let somebody else read. Thank you, mother. You are very enough. Thank you for service. Who is the next one? Devanshi Mataji, please continue reading. Therefore,
in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Verse 7, it is stated,
I
Vasudevi.
want to start one more practice. Now, before you start, you must thank Shushti Mataji. Thank you for your reading. Because I say this, thank you very much. But all of you did not pick up the hints. Somebody should have picked it. I said, thank you, you should have done it. If you're not doing it, I'm teaching you. Just like we say, thank you for your realizations. Earlier, we should just speak realizations. You've spoken, my turn, mine is better. No, thank you. So here, thank you for your reading. And then you can continue. Is it not good enough? Good thing? That's so nice it is. That we glorify each other. We don't flatter anybody, but we thank them for their service. Yes. Jai. Hare Krishna. Please.
Thank you, Sri Mataji, for your reading. Yes, so Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Verse 7. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayatyasu Vairagyam Nanam Cha Yadahetukam. By rendering devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. If one engages in the service of Vasudev, Krishna, this knowledge comes and one becomes a Mahatma. A Mahatma is one who realizes that Krishna is everything. He does not defy Krishna or try to become Krishna. One who does so.
Yeah, can you just read the translation again, please?
By rendering devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from this world.
So, what do you understand from this? Now that we read again, it will be easier for all of us. So, what do you understand from this verse? Read again. And tell us what are the points.
Should I read it again, Prabhuji?
No. What did you understand in your own words?
It kind of reiterates the point that we were just studying before, that one who begins with pure devotional service, for them detachment from this world becomes easy, because the influence of the material influence begins to subside, and it's an effect of knowledge.
Yes, so by rendering any devotional service to Krishna, not only pure, yeah,
Right.
one immediately acquires Janati Asu. See the word given, Krishna put up now, the verse. See Janati Asu Vairagya. The Asu, the third line, second word. Ashu means soon, very soon. That's why in translation is mentioned, one immediately acquires. What? Vairagyam, detachment. Jnanam chayada ahaitukam. Causeless knowledge. Ahaitukam is causeless. Jnanam is knowledge. So, by performing devotional service to Krishna, two things happen. One immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. These two things happens. So that's why we said that this works automatically. Attachment to Krishna means detachment from the world. This is the verse. This is where it comes from. So this particular statement that we say, I'm repeating this point again, that Krishna consciousness increases once the level of Krishna consciousness increases, detachment increases. Comes from this verse. There's other verses also, but this is the main ones. Yeah, simultaneously. It works simultaneously. It is mentioned in Bhagavatam also, other chapters. The simultaneously it works, happens. Okay? This is the point. These two things. Yes. So this is how we become like, see, just by studying this way, it's just so much peace, you know. Is it not so? Do you not find peace? You find peace? Just studying this way, understanding this way, is so peaceful, so nice. You're making points, you understand things. Wow, this is how it works. And for everybody, Krishna doesn't reserve it to their only pure devotional service. Any person starts any level, starts at that level. And detachment comes at that level. Yeah. Okay, please continue. If one engages.
If one engages in the service of Vasudev, Krishna, this knowledge comes, and one becomes a Mahatma. A Mahatma is one who realizes that Krishna is everything. He does not defy Krishna or try to become Krishna. One who does so is not a Mahatma, but a Duratma, a rascal. What is the position and knowledge of a Mahatma? Krishna states, Mahatmanastu mam partha devim prakritimashritah bhajanti ananyamanaso natva bhutadim avyayam. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 13. A Mahatma cannot be manufactured. He is under the Devi Prakriti, the divine nature. There are two kinds of Prakriti.
See here, very important. Again, what do you understand about this?
The part about the Mahatmas and the great souls.
Yes.
What I understand is that in the translation itself,
No. This statement after that.
A Mahatma cannot be manufactured. This
Yes.
state.
Yes. He's under the control, he's under Devi Prakriti, the divine nature. Always remember this. This may not be too important to you right now, this statement. But very important. When somebody says, oh, he's a pure devotee of Krishna. You can manufacture it. Make them write exams. Make all these things. This is now a pure devotee. How can you say the pure devotee? You cannot manufacture anybody. Pure devotional service. They are under the divine shelter. In the leaders group, they understand this point a little bit more deeper. You understand? Leaders group, devotees, raise your hands. If you have any questions, let me know. Yeah. So if you understood this, raise your hands. If you don't understand it, don't. That's fine. Yeah. Others are not there anyway. That's up to them. So this is the point to be understood. You do not require a certificate from somebody to become a Mahatma. Mahanatma. And who is it Mahanatma? He's under divine nature of Krishna. This is a difficulty today in the society. You manufacture somebody, make an institution of it, and say, okay, for pass this exam, now you're pure devotee. How can you? And you don't yourself not give a pure devotee certificate. How is it possible? You should give a certificate, no? If you make them pass exams. And if you allow that same person to be worshipped as pure devotee, then you're a hypocrite. Tell them, sorry, he's passed examination, but we do not know. Say this boldly and don't allow the worship to happen as pure devotee. Otherwise, you're fooling people. Does it not make sense to you? Are you thinking correct? Or thinking is wrong? Tell me now. You be your own judge. This is my thinking. But this is very clear cut. At every stage, Shastra is very brutal, black and white. It tells you this is how it is. You want to follow? No, don't follow. No problem. So Mahatma cannot be manufactured. She's under the Devi Prakriti, under the divine nature. Yeah. And then Prabhupada explains further now what kind of Prakriti is there. Please continue with that. Thank you.
He's under the Devi Prakriti, the divine nature. There are two kinds of Prakriti, Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti. Apara Prakriti is the material world, and Devi Prakriti is the spiritual world. As soon as one understands that he is uselessly serving Maya in the material world, in the form of society, friends, country, and so forth, one reaches the stage called Nan, knowledge. As soon as one attains this knowledge, he reaches the Brahma Bhuta stage, Brahman realization, and he becomes Prasannatma, happy. One may ask, why should I serve Krishna? We have already explained that being a part means serving the whole. The whole is Krishna, and the individuals are meant for Krishna's satisfaction. Ishavasyam idam sarvam. There are many Ishwaras, controllers, but the supreme Ishwar is Krishna. As soon as one attains this realization, he has attained perfect knowledge, and he renders service in Bhakti Yoga. Foolish people say that Bhakti is meant for Agnanis, unintelligent people. But this is not the case. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna indicates that after many births, the Agnani, the man in knowledge, surrenders unto him. As long as we do not understand Krishna, Vasudev, we should understand that we are still fools. We may advertise ourselves as very great Gnanis, learned personalities, but we are actually fools. That is the Shastric conclusion. If we are actually Gnanis, we should surrender unto Krishna.
This is for the preacher also. It is his point again. We may advertise ourselves as very learned, very great Gnanis, learned personalities. Good for you. But we may be fools, Because Gnanis meaning what? Not just having knowledge. One has to surrender himself to Krishna completely. Are we? If we are not, then we are Agnanis. Then it is our false ego talking. I'm something. Because preachers, we study something in advance, which audience doesn't really read. And we go and give a class in front of them. So they do not know anyways. So we think we are very great, born in a plate, in Churchgate in Mumbai. Big thing, we think. But we are not. Unless and until we are surrendered to Krishna. We only ourselves know. So it's for us. And for all of you who are going to be preaching one day, do not be fools like this. Otherwise, Maya will fool you. Maya will fool all of us. She is very clever in her service. We know a little bit here and there. You say, I'm advertising myself. Some fools tell us we are very clever, so we become very learned. What is the value of that certificate given by those fools who are themselves ignorant? Let certificate be given by somebody who's got knowledge. But bhakti means you don't require any certificate. This is a very important point. Very, very important point. So preaching may be a very easy way to engage oneself. But it's a very dangerous way also. It goes into your brain, in your head, you're finished. You don't listen to anybody. You think you're God's gift to mankind. I think I'm a God gift to mankind. Finished. Everybody should surrender to me. We close our ears then. We close our eyes. And one day we fall. So we are our own judges. Okay? Yes, please continue to this point. I think we should there are many dharmas or activities. I want to see how long we can do this, otherwise we can stop at this stage. Okay, please continue.
There are many dharmas or activities. Some are pious and some impious. But Krishna tells us to give up both. Arjun was thinking that it was impious to fight with his relatives. But Krishna was insisting that he fight. How could Arjuna act impiously? He could not. Because Krishna's service is transcendental to pious and impious activity. At midnight, when the gopis heard the sound of Krishna's flute, they ran to the forest to join him. According to the Shastras, it is immoral for young girls to go see a young boy in a forest in the dead of night. But this was not an impious activity because the gopis did this for Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was so strict that no woman could even come near him to offer respects, actually said, Ramya Kachit Upasana, Vrajavadhu Vargen Ya Kalpita. What could be more wonderful than that worship conceived by the gopis? Although it actually appeared immoral for the gopis to dance with Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu states that their relation with Krishna is the highest form of worship. This is actually transcendental knowledge. One becomes transcendental to all pious and impious activities when one serves Krishna. After all, piety and impiety are within the material modes. Krishna's service is transcendental to good and bad, pious and impious. Bhakti Yoga begins when Jnana and Vairagya are complete. Jnana is knowledge and Vairagya is detachment from matter and engagement of the mind and spirit. And engagement of the mind and spirit. Both of these are automatically attained when we engage in devotional service to Krishna.
Okay, and then we are into next verse, right? Yeah. So we'll stop here for now. Now, we discussed many points today, various points on this. Does anyone have any questions or to say, please? Okay, no questions. That's fine. As usual, what we'll be doing is next week again. We'll have what are points for you, what we discussed today. Yeah. And so just that there is a continuity, some kind of continuity. Otherwise, we'll be starting from fresh again next week. So we should do that way. Yeah. So, no, there's no questions. Anything for anybody to say? What we discussed so far today? All right. Thank you. So we conclude today's discussion. Now, whose turn is it to sing Maharaj? Maharaj, please hear us.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, I just wanted to take 2 minutes, and I have not been able to be online, but I was listening to everyone's realizations, and I just wanted to take 2 minutes to just share our experience in Rajdham with all the wonderful devotees that we met. And I just personally really want to thank each one of you who actually took the time and effort to come all the way and give your association. It was really, really, really very nice to have all of your association. And I also felt the same. I felt the connection was not something which we didn't have from before. I did not feel like I did not know you, all of you. And you all are so, so dedicated and sincere and eager to learn. And you're like sponges, you know. For devotional service, you can absorb everything, and you were absorbing. You had so many questions, and you could understand the mood and the mood behind the answers, just not the answers. So when you were asking the questions, and when they were Prabhuji was answering, or I was, or anyone was, it's not only about understanding the answer, but to understand the mood behind. And I just personally want to really, really share this, that it was very nice reciprocation. I really, really enjoyed your association, and I learned a lot also from all of you. Very, very sincere. So I would like to say that please keep that sincerity, and that is the most important thing that Srila Gurudev, His Holiness Vishnu Goswami Maharaj says, the important qualification in devotional service. And for those who we couldn't meet, hoping to meet you all next time, and have more and more memories, fond memories. And this will be definitely imbibed like snapshots in my life. So thank you very much. And I also want to thank His Grace Avinash Krishna Prabhu and Sarvasiddhi Mataji for taking all that effort. It can be seen in all the nice devotees. So I just couldn't share my realizations when you all were sharing. So I just wanted to take this 2 minutes. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Okay. Now, who's trying to sing Maharaj? Maharaj, please hear us.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. It's my turn, Prabhuji.
आप कौन है जी?
Louder, man.
I'm Madhav.
हैं?
Louder.
My name is Madhav.
हिंदी में बोलो. मेरा नाम.
हैं?
My name is Madhav.
हैं?
मेरा नाम माधव है. मेरा नाम माधव है.
मेरा नाम माधव है.
क्या तुम ऑस्ट्रेलियन हिंदी बोलते हो? मेरा नाम माधव है. सीधे सीधे बोलो आप. हरियाणा भाषा में बोलो या पंजाबी भाषा में बोलो. फिरंगी भाषा में मत बोलो आप.
मेरा नाम माधव है.
अच्छा जी, बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा है. ऑल द बेस्ट. हाँ, अब थोड़ा थोड़ा हिंदी बोलना सीखिए आप. ठीक है ना? ठीक है.
ठीक है.
ठीक है.
हाँ, पिताजी बोल रहे हैं अभी. ठीक है. सिखाते तो नहीं है हिंदी. इंग्लिश में बात करेंगे आपके साथ.
Yes, bro.
बाकी सब भाषा में बात करेंगे, हिंदी में बात नहीं करेंगे. तब क्या करेंगे आप? गलती आपकी थोड़ी है. ठीक है जी. तो 1 2 3 स्टार्ट.
Maharaj, please hear us.
Maharaj, please hear us.
We have learned some real good stuff.
We have learned some real good stuff.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
And today for you we will sing.
And today for you we will sing.
If our room is clean,
If our room is clean,
then our mind is clean.
then our mind is clean.
If our mind is clean,
If our mind is clean,
we can do anything.
we can do anything.
If our room is dirty,
If our room is dirty,
then so are we.
then so are we.
And if we are dirty,
And if we are dirty,
we're not happy.
we're not happy.
Wasting time
Wasting time
is the greatest crime.
is the greatest crime.
Because wasting time
Because wasted time
means a wasted mind.
means a wasted mind.
So best is your time
The best use your time
when you're in your prime.
when you're in your prime.
And your whole life
And your whole life
will be sublime.
will be sublime.
If your wealth is gone,
If your wealth is gone,
then there is nothing wrong.
then there is nothing wrong.
If your health is gone,
If your health is gone,
that's a different song.
that's a different song.
If your character is lies,
If your character's dull,
then the world will cry.
Then the world will cry.
Only saintly behavior,
only saintly behavior,
let humanity thrive.
let humanity thrive.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We must always remember Krishna
We must always remember Krishna
and never forget him too.
and never forget him too.
But how are we to practice this? There's so many things to do.
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
That is the greatest question.
That is the greatest question.
And here's the greatest clue.
And here's the greatest clue.
You must learn to look so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
So listen very closely
So listen very closely
and make your thinking sharp.
and make your thinking sharp.
Listen how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
If something's due tomorrow,
Something to do tomorrow.
finish it today.
Finish it today.
Whatever's due today,
Whatever's due today,
do it now, don't delay.
Do
do it
it
now, don't delay.
Your friends might be lazy
Your
friends might be
be
lazy
or doing bad things,
or doing bad things.
but you think again,
But you think again,
don't follow them,
don't follow them,
and you'll win in the end.
and you will win in the end.
Whatever work we're given,
Whatever work we're given,
we do our very best.
we do our very best.
We only live it when we then give Krishna the rest.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to live the sail, see Krishna every day.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You'll learn to live this way, you'll see Krishna every day.
And when our time is up, he'll take us up above. We'll sing and dance with him with a heart full of love.
When our time is up,
He'll take us up above. We'll sing and dance him with a heart full of love.
So chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame. He's the only way this world will ever become sin.
To chant Krishna's name, His glories and His fame. The only way this world will ever become saint.
Now please ask this greatest question
Now please ask this greatest question
and find this greatest clue.
and find this greatest clue.
You can only remember Krishna
You can only remember Krishna
if Krishna remembers you.
if Krishna remembers you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah.
Jai Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj Shri Gurudev Ki Jai. Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Chandra Premanande Hari Hari
Hare Hare
Bol.
Bol.
Namo Vishwadaya Krishna
Om
Sarvadaya
Shri
Shrimati Mahavishnu
Srimati
Goswami
Mahavishnu Goswami,
Namo Vishwadaya Krishna Sarvadaya
Om
Shrimati
Shri
Bhaktivedanta Swami
Srimati
Namini
Srimati
Namo Vishwadaya
Bhakti
So please don't forget to send in all your offerings, homages on 30th, the last day. Tuesday the last day. And don't wait till the last day. You start from today only, just to Tuesday onwards. And I'll give you an email address as well. It'd be wonderful if you can do it on time. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Yeah.
Bol. Can
Yes,
you hear
please.
me?
Yes, follow.
Yeah, we just need to wish Subhadra's birthday. Just went by 2 days back. So
Oh, Subhadra Devi, happy birthday. So nice, Subhadra Devi ji. Subhadra Mata ji. कैसे हैं आप ठीक है?
मैं ठीक हूँ प्रभु जी, आप कैसे हैं?
अरे वाह. You also speak a little but ठीक है, ठीक है, better है. माधव जी से better बोलते हैं आप. मैं भी ठीक हूँ. Thank you very much. थोड़ा सा जुकाम है, थोड़ी सर्दी है, बाकी ठीक है. Very nice. बर्थडे में मजा किया आपने?
यस प्रभु जी।
चलो, very nice, very nice. We'll sing for you, okay? All of us, please unmute yourselves. So unmute कीजिए. We will sing 1, 2, 3, start. Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Subhadra. Happy birthday to you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna to you. May you never be born again. May you never be born again. May you go back to Godhead. Hare Krishna to you.
Haribo. Subhadra Mataji ki jai. Very nice. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Very nice.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna devotees.
Thank you. So Krishna willing, we'll see you next week, same place, same time. Till then, chant Hare Krishna and be happy.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.